And we're getting ready to make a presentation to the judge. April 17th is when the hearing comes up. So kind of getting in the last minutes of that. But everything seems to be going well. As far as other meetings, that was probably the only one I had that week. I have Regional Development Commission this afternoon, and I have my semi-annual visit with Dr. Bradbury tomorrow morning, so that'll be on. And Area Transportation Partnership on Thursday, and then next Monday, I have Tri-County Corrections and the Transportation Advisory Commission. So there's a few things going on, but it's a good time of the year. I kind of get things going, and you have to adjust the time too, and I'm not ready to do that this year.
You can't be ready for everything. Is that it?
That's enough.
Okay, Gary.
Last Tuesday, Paul and I were at the Tri-County meeting, special meeting, to deal with the personnel issue, and then on Thursday with Joan on Finance Committee,
Yep.
and just some updates on things, and looking at moving towards some software decisions. And then Joan and I are both heading down to St. Paul for the legislative conference. And God bless our troops.
Mhm.
We're at Public Health yesterday.
That's right. And I got some information here too. How did I share a little bit of that? It was it's 8 counties gathered together, kind of to combine and make some decisions. Interesting. They talked a lot about data, right? And if what we're doing is that effective. And so we have someone who works with statistics, and it's so true that they're talking about. Someone asked about, well, suicide was kind of the made issue, and someone asked, well, the crisis line, that's on TV a lot, do a lot. It's a lot of people calling that, and there's an answer to that, a number. But what you don't know, 100 people, that are calling, or is it one person calling 10 or 20 times? So it's really hard to find out, how effective it's being. And so they were studying suicide, and I think it was 75% were men. Okay.
You see,
So
Paul?
not really a surprise.
Will you see Paul?
Yep. But kind of the question why, and it's kind of interesting too, because I mean the definition of suicide here is, I mean, it's kind of a crazy word, but it's successful. But there are several people that attempt suicide, do some harmful things, and another commissioner said that he felt very strongly that the drug usage, a lot of the overdoses, could certainly be suicide. So it's kind of trying to drill down to find out, what really is going on, and does it change from year to year? We can look at historical statistics from 3 or 4 years, but our experts said, well, you have to have 7 years to really, but does that really give you any good information? Because it isn't like COVID changed things a lot. So a lot of just different things going on, and it was very, very interesting. I think very committed people, and a lot of it is dependent upon the staff that you have that can kind of read what's going on in their society, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, that's very good. Joan, you probably can add some other things too.
Okay. Paul?
Couple of things. There was something just to add to what Warren had to say. They went through the entire presentation that they're going to present to the judge, and it is really well. Those guys do a good job putting it together. but it was like our meeting went an hour, and he's has about 20 minutes to pile that stuff all in. But they're going to figure that out. But it's good information. I think it's going to be a good thing to finally get this. How long? I've only been on now for 2.5 years, and that was one of the very first committees I really involved in. And they're getting their stuff together. They're going to get it done, and I think this thing will get through. I'm kind of excited for them just to get this thing
Oh,
through and finished, and so that was good. Again, the special meeting, the Tri Valley, and then gosh, I had a lot of phone calls this past week. Fortunately, it was a nice, calm week. I didn't have other things. I was traveling, so that was fun. I have plenty of meetings coming up. One in Beltrami with the West Central Board, and then I think our solid waste is coming up, and that's going to be because that's been quite a while. We haven't had one that
Yeah,
for
yeah,
quite a
because we
while.
didn't have one in December because
Yeah.
we always conflict with the AMC annual conference,
Right.
but then also too, there were other things going
Other
on with
other
John,
yeah,
so.
other stuff. So I just want to mention the one thing. One phone call I got from a constituent was about the Minnesota flag, and this person sent me a email, not an email, a text listing all of the other counties throughout the state that are flying the original Minnesota flag. And they asked, what do we have to do to make sure Polk County? And I just told them, I said, we dealt with that the month it came out, and with the new flag, and we decided to fly the old one. And so they were very pleased with that. I just thought I'd throw that out. That was one of the things that they sent me a whole list of all the other counties that are participative. Our name wasn't on there, but how would it be? We took care of it way before it was a thing.
a big issue.
Mhm.
That's all I got.
How many counties would you say were on that
Over 20.
out of 87?
Yeah.
So wonder how many actually acted on that issue.
I don't.
Yeah.
That's the part I don't know. These are the public ones that went public. You
Yeah.
know.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Yeah, and I think too that there are some that, they're continuing to fly the old flag until it needs to be replaced. I mean, there's just a lot of
Yep.
different things going on, and unfortunately that is an issue here in the state. So, but Ross, do you have anything?
I'm still learning about these committees and stuff like that, and I was trying to be proactive, and I think I got ahead of myself a little bit. So no, I didn't attend any committee meetings, even though Chuck did email me and then called to remind me about the email he sent me about a meeting, and I still missed it. I could have everyone kids' schedules, and it honestly just slipped my mind. But that's 100% my fault. Yesterday, I went on a department head tour with Chuck, and that was a lot of fun. Got to meet a lot of people, and I wish I could remember names. I recognize faces, but names I'm terrible with, and that's going to take me time. But it was fun to see just where people work and see the buildings and see you can put an office with the face that you see and stuff like that. But it was a lot of fun. Thanks, Chuck. He did all the work and put it all together and stuff like that. So that was a good time. I do plan on going to the solid waste meeting coming up.
I read that. That's good. That'll
Yep.
be fun because I'll
Be a
go
good
on the
one.
tour with you.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
on it for 2 years and I haven't did the tour yet.
So that'll be fun. Other than that, I'm just gonna kind of, like I say, I'm gonna take a step back and punt and wait for these committees to contact me and stuff rather than. I feel like I was kind of reaching for strings. I think I texted Joe and I was like, but we'll get it figured out. We'll get it figured out eventually. So
Oh, only been a week or two.
I know, and that's what I think. I texted Joe and I said, maybe I'm just gonna pump the brakes here a little bit, and so
They're fine.
yep. So that's all I've got.
Yeah, it'll come around. So, but okay. So we had household hazardous waste, and we had elections, and I was reelected chair again.
What else is new?
I mean, I'm the only woman on there, and it's like, you know,
They pick on you.
yeah. Well, of course, I think I pick on them pretty well, so we'll just leave it at that. And then I had alternative um, productive alternatives. I might get that straight one of these years for the DAC. Um, you know, went over the financial reports, and they're doing well. They are stepping back from providing, because they did transportation, I suppose, kind of like what Tri Valley does, you know, or the bus,
Mhm.
and they just, you know, decided that it wasn't a good fit for them, so they're pulling back out of that. But I think it's being taken over by the counties like Otter Tail and those. Um, you know, and then there was talk of, you know, kind of like with funding both at the state and federal, how that's going to affect them. And then there's still been the discussion with some of the, like the DAC um, from in like Bemidji and Park Rapids, you know, so it's Beltrami and Hubbard County. And they, so currently they're being serviced by the ODC. And they've really had a struggle, especially like Beltrami, that they're not getting the services that their clients need. And so so they have, you know, Beltrami County has come to PA, you know, different times now asking about, you know, hooking up with PA for them to provide the services and stuff. So kind of what they've done now is they have hired Productive Alternatives has hired people from the Bemidji area to provide the services, and Beltrami County has offered them space in their county building, their courthouse, and but then they're kind of going to be stationed or work out of the Foston office for things. So hopefully that, you know, we can just provide services for these clients that aren't being provided, you know, currently by the ODC. And I think there's still going to be talk about whether or not we kind of bring them into the group, like what we had done with the DAC in Foston. So just, you know, and then we spent some time, you know, in regards to legislative action. And, you know, it's kind of interesting that, you know, to try and get like for them to get a meeting with the state DHS is, I mean, you know, they can request an appointment directly to them and they don't get a response. Normally then you contact your representative, you know, senator, and they're usually able to get an appointment with the DAC or the DHS. Currently, that's not even working. DHS just isn't meeting with people. So I guess I do have, you know, a little more pull because I meet with, because we have DHS with both the MAFBA and the long-term services work groups. So, you know, I'm able to kind of keep abreast of some of the things. So then, you know, to kind of inform everybody what's going on. So, and then I had MAFBA, a workforce. You know, still just trying to figure out, you know, with the employees like at the state level or the county level to, be able to handle the caseloads with the extra work that's going to come from MAFBA, especially with their current software system that they use. But they're still working on some of the trainings. They're going to start rolling out the cultural competency training, and then there's also the discussion of how do we make sure that the court systems are informed of the changes and how things need to be handled with any of these MAFBA cases that go to the court. And they're like the judges and stuff are not required to take any training. So, that's part of the law. It's recommended that they do, but they're not required like all of our county employees are required to take all these trainings. So it's, of how we're going to be able to actually get them to understand and know what the changes are. So it's just a continuing thing, and our time is getting shorter on this too. Had AIS. We kind of went over last year's, like with the inspectors that we had, and just on, so Union Lake, they had 486 in-person inspections, and on Maple Lake, they had 1,722. So that's over 2,000 in-person inspections just with those two, locations. And then, they do, go to other lakes in the county.
Do they ever go, say, to the Red River or Red Lake River?
Sometimes, yeah. Especially like when they've got, what is it, that cattail?
Catfish?
Yeah, the catfish.
Mhm.
That, they'll.
Yeah, I know they're there all the time then, but but
Yeah,
just,
and I think they do too. And, it's like we know that that's been infected with zebra mussels for quite a while. So it's still trying to get people to understand that, like it's supposed to be pull your docks out and then let them dry for 21 days. But just because they've been out for 21 days doesn't mean that they're still clear. Like it showed a picture of a dock that the legs and like the wheels were covered with them. And so if your dock has them on, even if you had it pulled out, you need to take like a wire brush or something and scrape all them off. So, it's not just as easy as pulling your dock out, leaving out, and then putting it back in. But
For us, it's like AIS, it's aquatic invasive
species.
Okay. I was catching on. I was catching up.
It took me a long time. That was a hard one for me. What does that mean?
Yeah, and I guess I just, sorry about that.
It's fine.
But yeah, and one thing that we did talk about at that meeting is Sand Hill Watershed is trying to get funding. They put in for 1.5 million to get a new pump and screens for the pump at Union Lake. And so Mark Johnson is carrying it on the Senate side, but it would just be, it's in the capital improvement bill, which is part of the omnibus bill. So it could very easily become a bargaining chip too. So, but they're trying to find sources to be able to.
I think they're optimistic there, though.
Yeah, they are, and I don't know how optimistic I am on anything extra down, at the Capitol this year, because there's just there's too many things going on, and because now with the math, but that's the Minnesota African American
Gotta get all the
Acronym school.
Minnesota African American Family Preservation Child Welfare Disproportionality Act.
Good for
Um,
you.
Be a test later on.
Jones
But
on top of it.
but like for both Hennepin and Ramsey County being phased in on this law, they each received 2.5 million to help, you know. As of right now, I mean, this law is taking effect, you know, January 1 of 27, and there has been no funding put forth for counties. I mean, it's going to be extra, you know. There's no doubt it's going to be extra cost. So, you know, that's kind of one of the things too that our work group is pushing. And then also like with the case review is like right now, the way the law is written is that every case needs to be reviewed.
Yeah, case
Which,
by case.
yep.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's not feasible. And even if they kind of, you know, say like a number, we're still pushing for it to go to the state, even though the state says that they don't have the workforce. Well, neither do the counties. So, and the state is, they are open to taking over the case review because we also stressed about just the each case being reviewed the same way, because otherwise you got 87 counties that are, you know, reviewing cases, and we just need, you know, some consistency on it. And then, like Gary mentioned, we had the finance and personnel meeting, and then I had the DHS performance console on Friday, and we had some updates on things going on at the federal that are affecting the state. And then looking at just kind of revamping the child welfare program and stuff, and hoping that, you know, they will be able to work with you know, DCYF with the MAFBA and the child welfare. And then I had a long-term service and support meeting, and just kind of going over which items on our list that we feel confident about going to the legislature with. And then we talked about how the counties have already been thrown under the bus at a news conference in regards to contracted case management. So, so we need to do some education on the legislators that talked about that at their news conference. So there's always some fire to put out. And then, like Gary mentioned, we had public health yesterday, and it's unfortunately like for the suicide data, and a lot of the data is 2 years behind.
Mhm.
You know, so it's like, is it really even relevant? But you know, the positive thing I think is that, like with the age groups between 10 and 34, I mean, it's a wide range, but that age group, suicides have decreased.
I was just going to ask, has it actually decreased? Because
Yes.
we're behind, we're behind the 8 ball, and I hear about more and more of the younger folks right now. And I says,
Yeah.
is it really?
Well, and then, you know, then the largest group, which is the 35 to 54, and, you know, that has, like the 55 and over for 22 through 24 has increased. And now, and at that point, it was the largest group of suicides. So, and like I had mentioned that I'm very concerned with our ag community again, because we're going through some rough times, and um, it's like I had mentioned about I've had some friends like down in southern Minnesota that have um, had thought about committing suicide, and um, they they know what I've went through, so then they've reached out to me, and I'm so thankful that they did, that they felt that they could talk to me about things, and I was able to, at least at that time, talk them out of it, that they they're still needed, they're still important here. But yeah, then, so as far as like the methods for suicide, firearms are number one, and then strangulation was second. And males usually do guns, and females usually do strangulation. So,
How does that work? There has to be two people involved with strangulation.
necessarily.
no,
Okay.
no, stand up on a chair and
Oh,
knock
okay.
it up.
All right.
Yep. So, but yeah, it's, I mean, we spent a lot of time on suicide data, but I mean, it's very, very important, and we've got a lot of people that are struggling. So,
And right, and taking a look, the important thing is to find out what are there certain factors
mhm,
that we can identify with people,
Mhm.
or what's going on or what's in your community.
mhm,
That's kind of the
yeah, yeah,
key in and to help people out.
yeah, to make sure that if you hear something, and if you think that someone is just not their usual self, to just reach out and say,
Yeah,
are you okay? And unfortunately, a lot of times they say, oh yeah, I'm fine. But,
might
it's,
open the door though.
yep, yeah. So, but yeah, and then like Gary said, that we're headed down to the cities today to spend time at the Capitol. Oh, so one thing I noticed with our committee assignments, that for AMC, you're listed for both transportation and natural resources. So which one do you want to be on? And then Ross can be in the other one. Or, if either one of you have a preference, I'll let you
I'm
fight it out.
looking.
I'll,
Would that be under public safety then?
yeah, you want to do the transportation one, and I'll do the natural resources. I like that.
Okay.
Which
The AMC,
It would be down.
public safety?
no,
Nope.
No.
nope, it's,
Oh, transportation. Here we go. AMC transportation and infrastructure.
mhm,
Yep.
yep,
That's the highways, and that's the one I went to last. I wasn't able to go to the other one.
mhm.
They're at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, all the policy
Yep.
meet at the same time. So, okay, so then we have all 5 policy committees covered.
Covered. Mhm.
So,
I was looking on the internet yesterday for that finalized list of committees and who's on which. Are you going to send out another one, or I'd like one,
yeah,
Thank you.
so,
Yeah, an updated one. Yeah.
mhm, yeah. So, okay. Now we have the sheriff. Good morning.
I see 2 sheriffs, one sheriff and one deputy.
Jesse's our
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
morning.
Good morning. First item we have is a vehicle fleet update on 2026 vehicle orders and sales. So I thought it'd be just a good time, beginning of the year, invite Captain Haugen up to just kind of give an overview of where we're at with our fleet. And
Yeah. So to date, as of yesterday, we have still using Enterprise to sell our vehicles. We sold 8 vehicles to a total of 79,864 to date. We still have 7 pending sales. They've already picked the vehicles up. These last 7, I anticipate to be higher than the first ones. The first ones that we sold were 2016s to 2020s. The ones that we still have to sell are 2019 is our oldest, and 22 would be our newest. So
It'd be less mileage probably
yeah, a
then.
little bit, yeah.
Mm.
We had some vehicles that were 150, 60,000 miles on, just
Yeah.
because we've been lagging
Yeah,
because of
haven't
the
been
last
able
few
to get 'em.
years.
Mhm.
It's been a struggle. Our 26 ordering, I just had an update with Enterprise last week. We have 5 vehicles that have shipped already. We're anticipating them between 4 and 6 weeks out. 1 is still in production, and 3 of the orders have been received by the manufacturer. So we're in good shape overall. The delivered price I have for the average is $53,688, and I'm projecting that to be about $200 under our projected budget for 26. So I think that's a good thing. Still continuing to utilize Code 4 services for our vehicle outfitting. For the 25 vehicles, they were able to get us finished here within the last 3 weeks. We did the last one. It's about 10 months ahead of schedule. We're in a really good spot now with outfitting vehicles and current fleet right now, and the incoming for 26. So
Where's code 4 out of?
Code 4 is out of Pelican Rapids.
Okay.
Jared is the owner and
Sure.
his staff. And got a pretty good working relationship with them. And this spring, Jody and I were planning on going through, and maybe I get a couple other deputies to help too, but all of our excess inventory and equipment that's just not going to fit into our new vehicles, we'd like to go through, inventory it, and figure out a plan what to do with some of that stuff, whether we auction it off or turn it over to other agencies,
Mhm.
fire departments,
Right.
anything we can do. But a lot of that stuff is probably pushing that 10-year or more older equipment, and we're just moving it around. So it's time to, we've picked through it enough for our other builds, and I think it's time to just get rid of some of that stuff. So
Mhm.
try to put together an inventory and go from there. Any other questions regarding our fleet and where we're at kind of right now?
Do you get any pickups or are those all?
Yep,
Yeah.
we have a couple of Silverado pickups and we have a few Ram pickups. We had 4 22 Ram pickups. One of those has been taken out to build a new vehicle in 25, and there'll be a few now for sale. And we still are utilizing the Silverados. We've had really good luck with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Keep it up.
talk about any in the past of our transmission problems?
Well, we've had 7 transmissions we've put into the Chevys over the last 2 years. We haven't had anything recently. We have had some lifter issues, but they've all been covered under warranty. One of the Ram pickups did have a new motor put in it to the tune of about $13,000. So it, I don't know if one brand is better than the other. It just we took what we could get in the last few years, and
The luck of the draw.
we're utilizing it.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
our fleet is in good shape, and it's getting better every year now. Since we got behind the 8 ball there a little bit, 2020 to 2022 range,
Yep.
and we're still playing catch up, but we're getting in good shape.
That's good.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
deal.
you.
Yeah.
Good deal. Okay.
Good day.
The next item I have is our warranty expiration on special threat ballistic plates and our ballistic helmets. From changing them down from new employees, we come across that our ballistic vest, and what are they? The special threat ballistic vests are kind of our rifle plates that we put in our carriers. And these are on a 5-year ballistic shell. Harnesses and padding are 1 year. And its ability to protect from bullets may decrease after 5-year warranty period due to material degradation. They talk about looking at everything. Manufacturing experts talking to them generally recommend replacing ballistic helmets every 5 to 10 years to ensure that it's safety. The helmet may still stop common handgun rounds after 5 years, but they fail to mitigate the back face deformation. When the energy transforms into it, you'll get some type of concussion more than a normal one. So my big thing is finding this out is I've got to purchase new helmets and ballistic plates for our deputies. I don't want the county's liability. They may say 10 years. And it all comes down from exposure, moisture, and sweat, how much they're worn versus one deputy versus the other, and then temperature extremes. So, these were purchased back in when we were having all the shootings to give them more against rifles in carrying their carriers, so they can put them on during high entry warrants or wear them all the time. We have a couple that wear them all the time, and some, when they get the gun calls, they slip them in their fronts. So, we can still utilize these and put them as a back plate, but I don't want the majority of the facing the person and having the liabilities. So, reason I'm bringing this forward is it wasn't in the budget for 2026, but I'm going to find the money. So, that's why I'm just looking at motion improve and to get this done. So,
I will move.
I will second.
Do you have a amount?
at this time, we're getting quotes. We have the ballistic plates quoted out at 370, which was a lot better than when we first started. But we're looking at the helmets at this time because the ones that we have now, we're trying to get as close as we can that they'll fit the same shields that we have, so we don't have to replace those two. And those are at about 961. But we're getting quotes from Safari Land right now because the same type of helmet we have is the Proactive Amp 1E, and we kind of want that with the same shield. So they're comfortable, and the deputies have liked it. So I'll know more on that, but I put in there that's going to be about 1,400 per person, and then shipping. So
then how many plates and helmets are you looking at then?
32.
32.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we purchased them all at the time back then for all the deputies. These are not our regular bulletproof vests that they wear, 24/7 when they're working. Those come in when they're hired. We purchase them, and then there's a 5-year window, and then they're reflipped. These are the ones that were purchased all in that one lump sum back then.
Mhm.
So
Okay. Okay, so we have a motion by Paul, seconded by Ross. Is there any other discussion?
It's too important not to do it.
Mhm.
Liability is a good conversation, but safety for these guys is
It's number one.
number one.
yeah, and when we get them in or whatever, I can give you an update on that, which is
Sure.
during one of the meetings. So
Mhm.
we're at. Yeah. The other quick thing, so I don't take.
We
Nope, we gotta vote yet.
Okay, sorry.
All those in favor say aye.
I
Opposed? Carried. Okay.
The other quick thing is at 12 p.m. tonight, we have to pick up our new canine in Plymouth, Minnesota. So I feel bad for Titan, but
Oh,
they said it's in Chicago this morning. It'll be in Plymouth, and you pick it up at 12 midnight. So
well, I'll be in the cities.
there you go. Run down there and pick it up.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if the hotel let me have them,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
just
they'll
give
let
them
you have it.
excuse.
But
Well, yeah,
okay.
that's right. Service dog,
There you go.
Yeah.
So
I mean, is it a male or female?
it's a male,
Okay.
and I have a picture on my phone. It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Mean looking, but very beautiful.
I love it.
Does it have a name?
Nope. Here's the other thing that was kind of brought up is Titan is hooked kind of to the fertile area. So he went to the elementary and talked to the superintendent and principal, and they're trying to come up with a name between the kids.
Oh.
Now he said, I get last say because I don't want a lot of princesses and princess. And
But if it's a
anyways,
male,
I thought that was pretty fun. He goes, could I go to the school and ask them? So I think that's pretty neat. So
mhm,
put it to a vote.
Yeah.
That's
The kids
cool.
will have a blast with that.
yeah.
So anyways, that's where we're at with that. And then he'll start on the 16th. So this time it'll be bonding, and he'll go to training on the 16th.
Good for him.
good.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
Wish him well from us.
Yeah,
I
that's all I
noticed,
have.
I noticed in a news story this week that Jim Tadman is not going to seek re-election. Is that,
Yes, I just talked to Chuck about that yesterday, and uh, Commissioner Pape is, you have to announce that you're not going to be working 10 months before you have to, but you're getting questioned. I was getting a lot of questions if I was going to run again. So, and making a decision with family and
Mhm,
a 4-year term.
mhm,
So happy and healthy. I'd rather go out. So yeah,
we'll
mhm.
go out
Good for
together.
you.
How many
yeah, we'll
years?
go out together.
How many years, Jeff? We've been with,
I just started my 38th, so in 10 more months, it'll be 10 more months. So right around that January 1st, second time.
you kind of came as an intern as
Yes,
Ivory.
I just talked to, oh, I don't know if, oh gosh, what I'm trying to think is the first place I stayed at, I just got reminded was at UMC.
At UMC. I remember that.
I knocked on the door and, do you have a place I can stay? So that's,
It worked well for us too. We were, Jim did some security work for us on the
oh
campus.
yeah, yeah. So,
One of the best hires I ever made.
oh yeah, there you go. Thank you.
It's done
Appreciate it.
well.
So what was your canine's name?
Nico.
Yep, I remember.
Yep. Canine Nico. So,
I mean, we've had Buffy and Rex and.
yep.
Tadman's a good
Jax. Yep. Tadman's a good name. Jax.
name.
So yeah, good things going on. The other good one is we'll bring one forward is we just started one here on last Monday. Deputy comes our way from UMC, lives in Fisher, but I'll bring him by. He's in training now, so we'll let that progress before.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
Sounds
good.
good. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you for your
thanks.
time.
Good day.
Okay, Mr. Sanders.
Thanks. The agency agreement has a resolution on the last page that we need to approve as well. It's not that big of a deal that,
Bye, guys.
so there's gonna be two motions, one to approve the agreement and one to approve the resolution for you and Joan to sign the agreement.
You got a cold, buddy?
Every time I travel, whether it's planes, trains, no, that's a different show. Planes and hotels kill me. So, and if I'm gone longer than a couple days, then it really kills me. But anyway, so the first thing on the agenda is our CASA 22 federal funding agreement, and so we're receiving a little over $1.5 million of federal funds for the mill and overlay of CASA 22 from Trunk Highway 220 up to the Marshall County line, and so we need to sign an agreement because we're constructing it 1 year in advance of when the funding is typically available. This one has half the funding in 2025 funds and half the funds in 2026 funds or 2027. Anyway, so as we do the project, we'll be able to receive half the funding right away as we turn in invoices. The other funding will come October 1st or a little bit later. Typically it comes in October. So we need approval to sign the agreement. The letting is on April 2nd. So we'll know the contract amount at that point and the contractor. So with the federal funds, it'll take a little bit longer for the state to go through their hoops for disadvantaged business and EEO. So more than likely, we'll be coming to you for award that third Tuesday in April is my guess. At the earliest, maybe the first one in May. But we need to sign this agreement right away. And then, so you have the one motion to approve the agreement 1062123, allow the chair and the administrator to sign the agreement. The second motion, if you look at the last page of the agreement, there's a sample resolution that also needs to be signed because the state not only needs your signature, but they need a resolution from you as well. And so we'll need a motion and a second to approve approve the resolution allowing the chair and the administrator to sign the agreement.
Okay, so first off, we need a motion to approve the
Agreement.
signing the agreement.
I'll move.
Warren,
Second.
seconded by Paul. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed? Carried. And then now we need a motion for the resolution. Paul,
A second.
seconded by Ross. Any discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. Next, every spring we hire a sweeper to sweep all our municipal county stated highways in the small towns and our county roads in like Crookston. And so we received 2 quotes. The lowest responsible quote is the same one that did it last year, Matheson out of Grand Forks, North Dakota. Same price at $165 per hour. So I need approval to award the quote to Matheson.
So move.
Okay, Ross,
second.
which one was it? Gary? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed? Carried.
That should be it for me.
Okay.
Yep.
Any questions, concerns?
No,
Thank you.
Perfect. Like that.
see you later. Okay, so I suppose we need to wait till 9 o'clock for the hearing.
Yes.
So Chuck, do you want to become Jake?
Yeah, I can. Might need Sam's help anyway.
You can go fill your coffee cup if you want.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
So last meeting, Jake brought in a proposal to have the Widseth firm do the engineering to help remove structure that the county has received through tax forfeiture in Erskine. And at the end, he kind of mentioned, well, we need other quotes. Well, we already made the quote public, so he and I discussed it a little bit, and he did go back to Widseth, refined it somewhat, so it's lower, but that's the motion that's before you. I did talk to Sam a little bit because I know that there's been some discussion about alternatives to doing this, that perhaps straight up auction for the property might be an alternative. There's some pros and cons to this. Me and Sam can kind of address the process for that. I think the question becomes with the board. Part of the reason for needing the engineering is that it's a building that's in the middle of the block. There's common walls and so forth, and you want to make sure that if the building is removed, that it doesn't cause secondary damage. If you were to go to a third party through an auction, of course you don't know who that's going to be. Whether you want to put any requirements on a bid, but I think you can imagine what some of the issues could be, and you know where you want to go. While you have oversight of the process, might warrant a little bit of discussion on this. You want to just jump
Sure.
in?
So because of the timing of when this forfeited, there's only the option of public sale. We can't just sell it, like privately sell it like we could with some others, you know, for any of that. It must go to a public auction. And with that public auction, 75% of the proceeds that we even get from it have to go to the state because it falls in the settlement period of where they were paying back all the claims for the unconstitutional taking of property of the old rules and laws of forfeiture and reselling. So it's kind of in a tough spot. So what we can do is, like Chuck said, sell as is, publicly try to sell it as is with whatever Greg would suggest we can put in a contract on that sale for that person being responsible for tearing it down, or tear it down and publicly auction the bare land. Those are pretty much the options that are available to us because of when this forfeited.
And we get to choose which route to go.
If we tear it down or not, yes.
And
So
sell it
this-
as,
so
tear
this-
it down and then sell it as, but we're still gonna lose 75% of the money either way.
Right, you're not gonna make any money on it. It's either public cost for tearing it down, or we try to sell it as is with somebody private being willing to tear it down, and that
Can you,
what's been out there, the cost is.
can we sell under contingency that it's torn down within 48 months or something like that?
That would be what we would have to talk to Greg about what we can or can't put into a sales agreement for this type of.
Because I would think it would be less tax dollars if we just sold it outright and it was the responsibility of them to tear it down and do what they want with it. But the risk of them just buying it and leaving it, and
Well, I think the bigger risk is with those, say we were to put something in there that they'd have to tear it down in 48 months. They're gonna look into it and see how much it costs and what that property is worth, and probably just forfeit it right back to us
Right.
in 3 years. We're right back in the same situation.
That's what I think
Looking
is
at
gonna
it with increased cost probably to tear down and to do that engineering. That just because I think privately it's gonna cost a lot of money to tear down.
mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Well, it's gonna cost a lot of money. no
We're gonna
matter
get
who
back, I
tears
got it, my gut feeling.
Right, like we could say we assessed it or appraised the value at $500 for that building because it's dilapidated and falling down. Somebody might buy it and then find out, or if they don't do their homework, that this restriction or covenant, whatever you want to call it, is in the sales agreement that they have to tear it down, and that's going to cost them a few $100,000.
Mhm.
They're just going to go, oh, well, I don't want that.
We've seen that before.
Right. So that's where we get into the sticky situation of how to
Mhm,
approach this one or how you want to go forward with it.
yeah, and it's gonna be the same thing for the school in Mac too.
Yeah, no. That one I'd have to look at when that one forfeited for sure to be, because it's a certain date range for the.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like if we tear it down, it's gonna be a large cost.
Yeah.
So, because actually, after the AIS meeting, Jake and I were kind of, talking about possibly some options that we have and stuff. And I'd mentioned, a couple things to him. So I think he was going to, check on it and like too, if, because I know a couple years ago, I think I had talked to Brian Martinson from AMC about, if there was any funding available for demolition. And his question to me was whether or not, like the building in Erskine, if there would be some economic development on the lot, because then there would be funding. And so I don't know, if any of the adjoining building owners would be interested in doing something, that I don't know, but
Well, maybe I just jump in here and take a step back because this proposal isn't necessarily to tear down the building.
Right.
It's to do the
engineering.
Yeah.
engineering, the demo
Right.
study of it. So $25,000 is the first cost.
Right.
Second cost would be
The demo.
the demo, but following whatever the findings are. Of
This has to be done regardless of what we
Well,
want to do.
my recommendation would be is that you do this. I mean, it's expensive, but then when you find out what has to be done with the buildings after that, then you decide whether you want to do the demo or just.
Is the findings of this would the findings be available to, if we did decide to just sell the building as is, would that information is available to them to see what exactly is needed to?
Yeah, I think that
Okay.
would be that would you would want that.
Right.
Right.
And you would likely then be sitting down with the county attorney saying, can we require them to take this into account? It can get complicated in some ways, frankly, from a management standpoint, easier to do it yourself. Or easier for the county to do it, you know, assuming the liability and so forth. But you if you sell the property and say follow these guidelines, we're gonna have to monitor
Mhm.
um,
The process afterwards.
but you know, I think anytime you know, small town downtowns age and they're very hard to rejuvenate. Um, you might be able to get a business to go, but having to do the improvements to a building becomes
Mhm.
part of the difficulty.
I think the bigger problem there is how it sits. It's that wall between the two buildings that is the structural issue.
Very common in these small town downs.
Mhm. Mhm.
I know after I came here, we had the rock building and the was it Z place or I can't remember what it was called, but you
That
know,
hotel.
yeah. Well, no, this wasn't the hotel, but it was.
Oh, adjust it.
Yeah.
Next.
It was easier to take it down because I think there was a common wall. It wasn't a common wall, but that we could just you know
Mhm.
push over and remove. This gets to be dicey. You don't want
There's
the whole downtown to start.
Mhm. Mhm.
There has been some mild interest in the property, but whether there's an awareness of what
That-
might be at risk is another thing.
mhm.
I think not taking it down, is basically just pushing the problem down the road.
Well, that's what we've been doing.
Yeah,
That's kind of why we're here. We've gotten a number of contacts from the city wanting to know, can you do something? Staff has gone out there a few times to try to either board it up or clean. People have gotten in there. So, I mean, so it becomes kind of a nuisance. And if you've gone past it, I mean, it really is right in downtown.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's a public hazard right now. Because
Well, and
if
it's
anybody got
yeah.
in there,
Well, it's the county's, it's our
Right,
liability.
so I mean-
So,
Mhm.
yeah, you know, at some point, yeah, you need to do something. It's just not an easy thing to do. And there may be others eventually, but this is kind of
Was a question I had was, it was forfeited on, and this is new guy question. It was forfeited on, so now it is the county's it's the county's property now, not county's kind of making a decision. Okay, just wanted to be clear.
Mhm.
and the school district has no liability there at all.
This isn't the school district.
This
This
is
is a building in
this is the
Erskine.
building downtown.
county is
Oh,
the
The
okay,
thrift
I thought
shop.
it was the school. we're
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about.
no, we're not even
No.
to that
Okay.
one yet.
All right.
the county is the state's backstop on tax forfeited properties.
Yeah.
So this would be a motion for the study not to exceed $25,000
Mhm.
to see what it's gonna take.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And for,
Mhm.
Exactly.
And then I think it can come back to you, or do you want to go the sales route as this is conditioned, assuming that the
Mhm.
county attorney can put that
Mhm.
together, or you just say we're gonna go get a contractor to do it ourselves following.
Yeah, just bite the bullet and take care of it, but.
Well, I
Okay,
would move, that we move with this direction.
okay.
Second.
Gary and seconded by Paul. Any more discussion on this?
I want to thank Jake for giving me the opportunity to present this to you. I've had others that I would rather do, but
You're welcome.
Well, you've done your homework because you were able to answer all the questions. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
All right,
Okay.
moving right along.
It's 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to put Sam on the agenda.
It's all right. I asked him if he wanted to present it, and he told me
I politely
no.
Well, it's a quick answer.
It's all right. It happens.
Well, before you leave, I got some information for you.
Okay.
So,
Sounds good. All right, so good morning. I'm Annalee Jones, Deputy Director of Property Records, here for our annual public hearing on the Housing Incentive Program and property tax abatements for the city of East Grand Forks. So our first move is that we need a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll move.
okay, Warren,
Second.
seconded by Ross. Any discussion? All those in favor of opening the hearing at 9:02, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
While we had the public hearing open, I might as well let you guys know that there's gonna be another one coming. After this, the city of East Grand Forks contacted me that there was a property missed in 2024, because that property is classified as, it's in a protected class, so that there's an exclusion on the market value, so they thought that it wasn't up to its full value, so it wouldn't be put onto the list yet. So they're going through and doing the process of retroactively approving that one. We're looking to retroactively approve the 2024 abatement for that. I told them that I would not bring it to you guys until the school and the city signed off, like we do with participation in these abatements. The school has signed off. The city, I believe, is considering it at their meeting today or tonight. So there will be another one coming, but it's for a past 2024 abatement. Being we had the public hearing, I figured might as well let you know about it now.
Okay.
Yes, so you'll see us again
Hmm.
for another one.
Oh, we don't mind seeing you, so.
Oh,
Now we
good.
might have had the longest public hearing.
Yes, I think that is probably the most public hearing we've ever had.
Oh, anything else for the public hearing? Then I'm looking for a motion to close it at 9:03.
I so move.
Paul,
Oh, second.
Ross, any
Excellent.
discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Perfect. Now that we've got that out of the way,
I mean, it was a whole minute.
it was. So this is the resolution for 2026 for the new parcels that are being enrolled into the abatement program. So these 4 parcels would be in their first year of the abatement program. And that's what we need approval on for this year. And as Sam stated, these have gone through the process of the abatements being approved by the school district and the city, and now we're the final step to be able to issue our portion of the abatement.
I'll move.
Okay, Warren,
Second.
seconded by Gary. Any discussion?
Can someone just explain quick what?
Sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Sorry.
So no need to apologize. In the city of East Grand Forks, and we've also had the city of Crookston, and in the past, city of Foston used to participate in programs like this. It's essentially an incentive for new homes to be built. So the city offers the program, and it's kind of essentially like a phase in. So as the property gets built and it comes up to its full assessed value, the construction is complete, this is what it's worth. We take the property taxes based off of that completed assessment, and they get, what we're here for today is giving the approval to abate the county portion of their property tax back to them. The city of East Grand Forks, it's a 2-year abatement program. So these parcels are getting abated for their 2025 Polk County portion of their property taxes. And these are the dollar amounts of the Polk County portion of their taxes that will be giving them back.
And it's a 2-year program.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So last year there were also 4 properties in East Grand Forks that got brought back. So we don't have to reapprove them this year, but
Because once they're approved for their 2 year cycle.
correct. Yeah. And it used to be more parcels on a yearly basis. I think the development has slowed down a little bit.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
I will.
So now we're waiting for John.
What's up? Get up here.
Okay. Well, then why don't we take a break until John shows up?
I'm gonna cast his stuff in here.
Welcome back. Hello, John.
Good morning. Was that the cue to
Yep.
launch? Okay.
We're back.
Just making sure. All right, just a couple things on the agenda. The first one is a change order that will be coming related to the 2024 grant for the collected organics and compost grant money we received from MPCA. It was a $1.5 million award for a $1.8 million project. 1.8, $300,000 was a minimum contribution based on the match. It was projected to go over that. We've been trying to stay as close to that as possible, obviously. So we've done 4 change orders to date. The last one was approved early February and indicated at that time we still had an issue with one of the pieces of equipment that they'd have to come back for, and that would be the change order number 5. So we now have a plan on how to do that. The estimated dollar figures, last estimated dollar figures, about $150,000 to come back and do that work. And basically what that is off that double deck screen that we have for the fines. We're trying to pull the glass out, market that, and then take all the larger material on that screen, which consists of a lot of aluminum cans, or like the energy drinks. They're smaller than the normal cans.
Sure, yeah.
They fall through right now. They go to our landfill as cover. We're trying to scalp those off and blow them back into the facility to recover the plastic and the metal, or plastic and metals off of there. We have that system working. It's actually a pneumatic conveyor. It works for the recyclables. It's not working for the garbage. There's just too many oddball things in there. And when we've done test runs to try and figure out what the volumes would be, there's so many oddball things in there, you just can't find it. So run over 15 minutes, that chute plugs. It starts blowing stuff all over, and then we're down for 45 minutes. So obviously not a very good system.
No.
If you run for 15, 18 minutes and they're down for 30 minutes or more cleaning it, we're down more than we're up. So the project would be to replace that blower system and piping and replace that with conveyor. And we've found a way of doing that. They'll give us credit back for the pneumatic conveyor. So that would bring that change order down to the net would be around $100,000. I think it's going to be a little under that. We won't really know until they get up on site and figure out their time and do their final measurements, because they're trying to do a lot of this stuff from California. So that's where we're at. Because I don't have a set value, I'd have to come back for future approval, but just looking for consensus basically to proceed. I don't know why we wouldn't. It's not working
Right. Yeah.
right now if we don't.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't think anybody has an issue with.
Mm-mm.
I mean, we put a lot of money into it. We need it to work. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, just
You're on the right track. It's coming.
go.
Yep. It
go
is. It's just
forward and-
it's one of those things, and it's kind of wishy-washy thing when you have to bring something for approval, but yet you don't have
You
the
don't
dollar
have the
figure.
details. Yeah.
So I'll proceed with that. The other one is a little glimmer of good news, I guess. We got hit with that unexpected tariff. We did the project, the grant was a 2024 project. We ordered the equipment, and then the tariffs came into being. And Canada was hit especially hard with the tariffs because of the friction between Canada and the US, and because of the steel being used in the equipment. So there are 2 tariffs in there. And so when our robots got to the border, there was a kind of a whole fiasco there. But when they finally crossed the border, we were assessed a 50% tariff basically on that equipment. We pushed back on that, but we were basically told if you don't pay the tariff, there's a penalty that compounds daily.
Plus, you don't get the.
Well, the equipment's already in. You know,
Oh.
they assess it after you cross the border, so we already had the equipment. But the penalties and interest could easily have been more than the tariff that we were disputing. So we rushed to pay it. Stacy in finance was real good about working with that and getting that money sent out. And we filed a claim to have that refunded back to us. And so they have now acted on that, which again was a lot of issues for Stacy and her staff to deal with because they have a lot of other things going on too.
Right.
But that was pretty time sensitive. So we were informed we would get $214,475.50 of our $230,000, $200 or $400, I don't remember what, tariff that we paid in. And then because they were holding that and they shouldn't have had it, then there's interest applied to it. So we're almost up to that 230. There's $4,600 and change in interest that would be paid to us. So we're just waiting for that to be received.
So almost a wash.
Close to it.
Right.
And we did
really
pay,
close.
Well,
we
'cause I
did
mean,
pay
there wa-
tariffs on other
yeah,
things
there
too.
was a sheriff anyway.
So
But not
basically all it
50%.
was the main issue was they required us to do the tariff based on the price of the product made from these foreign metals. And what the tariff should have been was a tariff on the value of the metal used in the product.
Not on the value of the.
So if you used $1,000 of metal to make a $10,000 product, you should have been paying the tariff on the $1,000 of metal, not the $10,000 product.
Okay.
In this case, it was just under a $500,000 product.
Yeah. Well, that's, like you said, it's good news.
Very positive. Very good news.
So I had one other thing that I thought would be coming up, but it didn't make it in time for the board agenda. So that will be selling that landfill compactor if the board wants to the city of Fargo. It's a compactor that burned up in a fire.
Okay.
And they just need it for parts. We can't get parts for it anymore. That's where we're sitting. So they're supposed to have a proposal to us. I believe that run through the city council. So I think that's all they're waiting on is their proposal to us being approved.
Okay.
I think they met either last night or tonight. I don't know what their schedule is, but it wasn't going to make it in time.
Yeah, I thought they actually met. Yeah, it must have been last night. I think.
So
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else?
we could go on and on stuff.
I
But
know that, but
it's not on the agenda, and I don't have anything planned for
Can
it.
we meet in a week?
Meet in a week, yes.
Sounds good.
A week from tomorrow.
yeah.
So,
I'm gonna go on a tour with you,
oh, you're coming out? Okay.
and he's gonna come. So when we go on that tour, is it before the meeting or
After.
after? Yeah, I'll stay after.
Yeah.
Tell them how to dress.
Yeah, I read it on there.
Things you don't mind getting a little dirty or stinky.
You're gonna, it's a garbage facility.
Yeah.
So we can keep it really clean and it's still a garbage facility.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but it really depends on what the weather conditions are too. If it's wet, the floors are wet, they get really, lack of a better term, soupy. And the stuff can really start to smell as it warms up and is wet. So
Yeah. I'll probably join for some of it too, just to see the changes that we've made now.
okay.
So.
Okay. Sounds good. Are you advertising then that as a
Post it as
board
a
meeting?
forum, since
Okay.
we'll have three of you.
Mhm.
The business will be conducted, so.
Yeah. So we're good.
All right.
Okay.
At what day?
Wednesday.
March 11th, if I remember.
We usually meet on the quarters the second Wednesday in the morning.
9:30 in the morning, correct?
Okay.
And where's it at exactly?
Well, it's kind
Is
of
it
like
in
a
the
giant
email?
pin in a map with the stack. There's the red and white stack right off of Highway 2
Okay.
on the north side as you're entering.
On the north
Foster.
side as you're coming in from the west?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you would take the first.
Turn at the liquor store.
Turn at the liquor store.
Turn at the liquor
Back,
store.
we have sheriff substation right on the corner there, brown building. Just turn, that's where the stack is at the end of the building.
Find the big stack and look for some vehicles.
We're actually we'll actually be in that brown building. That's
Okay.
where we'll meet is upstairs. So you go in through the side entrance.
Yeah, so, yeah, like you see the deputy substation and then you just walk on to the west side of that building and go through the door and then there's stairs that go up.
As long as you don't arrive real early, you probably just have to follow the crowd.
Okay. Nope.
That's usually the way it works.
I'm pretty guilty about early.
What's that?
Do you need to vote on the change order?
No, because I don't have the dollar
Ton of
value, so
information.
it's just consensus. We'll bring it back for a
Information
full.
only, yeah.
Yeah, so. Okay,
Sound good?
Yep.
All right, thank
okay,
you.
Yep,
Mhm.
see you later.
Yes, Jacob.
It's gone.
Okay, well, I just thought it was this
Oh,
afternoon.
yeah, we've already taken care of that, so.
Okay. Just wanna make sure. I thought maybe I was doing double duty.
They did approve it.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep, see you later. Anything else?
Thank you.
Not, then we are adjourned.